So, a huge tech company just dropped an announcement that might completely change how we think about the internet's future. Honestly, it's ambitious, it's relentless, and it's happening right now. Today, we are going to break down LINKSPREED's wild plan to build what they're calling Web 4, literally one day at a time.
Okay, to really get where they're going, you have to look at what they just did. In just the first 3 months of this year, one company, LINKSPREED, pushed out over 250 separate announcements. And look, we're not talking about small stuff like minor bug fixes. These were significant updates, major launches, even whole product pivots. The speed is just staggering. And it turns out, all of that was just them setting the stage for what's coming next.
So you have to ask, right? If all of that was just the warm-up act, what on earth could they possibly do for an encore? Well, buckle up, because their plan is even crazier.
All right, let's dive into this. To really understand their vision, we first need to look at the foundation they built with that absolute avalanche of announcements in the first quarter. So, those 250-plus announcements, they weren't random noise. There was a clear method to the madness. It was a strategic marathon. They were beefing up their infrastructure for huge scale, they were growing their community like crazy, and they were locking in key partnerships. This wasn't just them busy, it was all preparation for this.
Okay, so all of that groundwork, it leads to their central idea, something they're calling Web 4. And this is where their ambition really comes into focus. Which brings us to the big question. What in the world is Web 4? I mean, come on, most of us are still trying to get our heads around Web 3, and now there's a new term to deal with?
At its core, LINKSPREED's vision for Web 4 is what they call the Symbiotic Web. And that word, symbiotic, that's the key. They imagine a web that doesn't just respond to you, but actually anticipates what you need. Think about your browser preloading an article it just knows you'll want to read, or your digital wallet suggesting a smart transaction before you even think to make it. That's the world they're trying to build.
And this comparison here really makes it click. You see, if Web 3 was all about decentralization and you owning your data, the ownership web, then Web 4 is about making that data truly intelligent. It's a huge shift from being reactive, where you give a command and wait, to being proactive, where the system is constantly working to be one step ahead of you.
So how are they going to do it? Well, the first pillar is autonomous intelligence. And what's super interesting here is they don't see AI as just another app you open. For them, it's a deep, foundational layer of the internet itself. Kind of like the plumbing, always running the background, optimizing everything from security to your user experience.
Their second pillar, it's all about breaking down the walls between different apps and services. They're going for this seamless internet of everything. You know how it is right now, right? Your photos on one platform can't easily talk to your contacts on another. They want to put an end to all that, creating a web where your data just flows completely friction-free.
Now, Pillar 3 is all about us, the people. They argue, and they've got a point, that for any of this to work, it has to be for everyone, not just the tech gurus. It means hiding all the complexity. You shouldn't need a PhD in blockchain to use a decentralized app, just like you don't need to understand how HTTP works to browse a website. And this one ties it all together beautifully. The fourth and final pillar is creating systems that don't just respond to you, but anticipate your needs. Using machine learning to proactively help you out, sometimes before you even realize you need help. This is that symbiotic part in full effect. So you've got this incredibly ambitious vision. The crucial question is, how do you actually build it? Well, their method is a pretty radical departure from how things are normally done in tech.
Get this, they are completely throwing out the traditional product roadmap. Yep, no more waiting around for a big update every quarter or every month. Instead, they're moving to what they call a daily pulse of innovation.
They call it their Day Zero philosophy, and it's basically a nonstop loop. Step 1, listen to live feedback from their community. Step 2, integrate new features based on that feedback every single day. And Step 3, continuously launch new stuff. It's a relentless, never-ending cycle of development.
And no, this isn't just marketing fluff. They've committed to a daily stream of, well, everything. We're talking real-time platform updates, new product launches, grants for developers, even new hardware working with new software. Every single day.
Okay, let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. What does this massive scale actually mean? Is this a genuine revolution in the making, or is it just a masterclass in hype? This chart really puts their ambition into perspective. See that first bar? That's the 250-plus announcements from Q1. which was already nuts. Now look at the second bar. That's where they're aiming for Q2. It's exponential. The billion-dollar question, of course, is can you actually maintain quality when you're moving that fast?
And you better believe they're all in. Their leadership team put out this quote, saying this isn't just about a new schedule, it's a fundamental shift in their corporate DNA. That's a pretty powerful statement. It signals that this isn't a temporary thing, it's who they are now.
So when you look at all these daily announcements, all this relentless motion, it's all building towards one thing. Their ultimate goal is to create a self-sustaining, ever-evolving ecosystem, a complete and total alternative to the centralized digital world we all live in today.
Which leaves us with the one critical question. Is this insane pace of innovation actually the blueprint for the future of the internet? Or is it the most ambitious and possibly most brilliant marketing campaign we have ever seen? That right there is the question on everyone's mind.